Hello everyone, so today I'll show you how you can turn any idea into reality using Lovable and n8n. So let's get right into it. So I'm going to show you all the secrets on how to make this possible. So we'll be using Lovable and n8n. Lovable is used for the front end, n8n is used to build the back end, and basically here we have a high-level view of what each software can be used for. So for example, n8n would be used chatbot, and we want the chatbot to be equipped with tools such as Slack, Gmail, Airtable, Pipedrive, which is a CRM, etc. And then we would have, well, the backend, where we can connect easily Lovable to Supabase, which is a database, or Stripe for the payment processing. So you can literally create a whole app, take payments, store data into a database, all with Lovable and n8n. So let me show you a use case. So here what I built is called Chat with YouTube. I have a video which shows step by step of me building it, basically how it works, and I'll show you after the website. But we have a landing page, which is AI YouTube agent, and then you have 5 YouTube agents. Basically, the idea here is each of these content creators have their own chatbot, and the chatbot is trained with their most popular videos. And there's 3 AI agents. So you have the context manager, you have the knowledge retriever agent, and then you have the persona agent. And well, basically with these 3 different AI agents, we are able to create the perfect AI chatbots, which will not only respond like the content creator, but also have the knowledge of the content creator. I'll just show you an example now. So here we're on the website. As you can see, it's fully functional. There's a lot of different things going on. We have the messages replied that are moving, the current users that are going up and down. And then when we hover over the different persona cards, there's messages, and this is the message of what that content creator would say. So for example, Alex Hormozi, the difference between success and failure is your daily habits. That's something what he would say. Let's say we want to chat with Alex, and let's first stay with, hey, who am I speaking with? Here what will happen is the AI agent will reply back. We'll first look into its knowledge base, and then we'll deliver an output, and we'll go through the persona agent. And this is a reply that we get. Hey Alessandro, great to chat with you. You're speaking with Alex Hormozi. What brings you in today? Do you have any specific business growth challenges? And then here I would be able to speak with Alex Hormozi like if he was my private mentor, or like if I was just talking with ChatGPT. So that's how it works, and believe it or not, this is all built with Lovable and n8n. I probably built this in a day, and yeah, I made a 1-hour tutorial which shows exactly step by step on how to do this. So if you want to learn how to do this, then you can also watch that video. Otherwise, just stay on this video because I will build one now live. So the idea that we're building today is called the Last Supper.ai. So yeah, just play on words here. But basically the whole idea of this website or app or whatever you want to call it is, well, every single family or every person has a fridge full of food that is still good, but at the end of the week they all throw it away because they don't know what to do with it. It will create an app where the person is directly able to input all of the different ingredients that they have in their fridge into a chatbot, and then it will create an output which will say what kind of recipes they can make. And so hopefully we get some amazing food like this from ingredients that person would have thrown away otherwise, or maybe that person would have been to the restaurant, spent some more money, etc. It's just an idea, but yeah, this is the idea that I had. And well, your first question would be, okay, well, how much does all of this cost to make? Well, it would cost you to start $50. So $20 for Lovable, unless you use my link in the description to sign up, that you get double the amount of credits, which is largely enough for you to create something. And then around I think $30 for n8n. I believe that's the cost of the starter kit, unless you self-host your n8n server, etc. Now this is the cost instead of hiring a bunch of greedy developers. I'm just joking, don't take this seriously. But yeah, it's true. If you want to create an app like this, if you go on Fiverr, if you talk to any developer that you know, they will ask you prices like 5K, 10K, 45K, whatever, just to create a sort of a prototype or to create the full app. But here we're able to really create it just with Lovable and n8n. I have done it, and yeah, it works perfectly fine. So yeah, let's get right into it, and now I'm going to show you step by step on how you can create your own app, whatever app you want. I really believe you can create whatever you want now. with all of these tools that we have in AI, then you would be able to match them all together and you would be able to create some really crazy things, crazy valuable things. I've done it for my clients, and I've also seen other people in my community. Link in the description if you want to join. It's on School, called Rev AI. Small plug, but yeah, if you, I've seen people create in my community some really crazy things, very valuable and in a very interesting time, and we have to take advantage of this. So hopefully this video will be valuable and will show you all of the tips and tricks on how you can create your own app. So this is what we'll be using. So Lovable will create the front end, like I said, the main design with it, and then we'll go into n8n and we'll create the backend, the AI chatbot, and then I'll probably show you how to also create like a WhatsApp chatbot where the person can directly talk there, how to embed like a WhatsApp icon onto the website, stuff like that. But yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be very fun. Yeah, let's get started. Okay, great. So this is how you would actually start this. So what I'd recommend you to do is to turn speech to text on your computer. So if you're on your Mac, you definitely have this option. But basically what we're going to do is we're just going to speak to Lovable, and we're going to, tell it what we want to create. It's the best way in terms of creativity and how you can actually create something. So let's just do it this way. Of course, you can just write it and it'll work the same way. That's not a problem. I just find it much easier and much nicer to speak, get the ideas flowing, and getting to create what you want. Hello Lovable. So what we're going to do is we want to create a software. We want to create an app, basically a landing page for our app called The Last Supper. And what The Last Supper is an app, or more specifically a chatbot, that will allow people to basically write down what kind of last ingredients they have in their fridge, the ingredients that they were going to throw away. But instead what will happen is, they will just say it into the chatbot, and the chatbot will reply back with what kind of recipes they can make. Now, what you need to focus on is creating the whole landing page for this app, with the right colors, the right font, the right structure of the template. We want a very basic template, nothing crazy. I'm thinking, like natural colors, and just like easy to look at, and how I view it is we would have our logo that would be placed somewhere. I will provide you with the logo. We would have our title. We would have a one-liner, such as never waste food again, or something like this, something related to what our app is about, and also the name, The Last Supper. And then there would be like a chatbot component where people will be able to test it directly there. And then under that will be the different types of recipes that people have created based on just like recipes, testimonials, stuff like that, something basic. So yeah, let me know what you can create, and let's see what you can create. Great, so we send that. Let's see how this works out. I'm very curious because I kind of talked random stuff, but yeah, this is how I start with every type of project. I just talk about what I think, the idea I have in my mind. I would talk with ChatGPT or Claude or whatever LLM I'm using. In this case, we're using Lovable, and then Lovable will just create something, and then we will start from there. Okay, so here we have some updates. So I'm excited to create a beautiful landing page for the Last Supper chatbot app. This sounds like a great concept that helps people reduce food waste by suggesting recipes based on leftover ingredients. Yeah, exactly what I was looking for. So based on your description, I envision a clear, nature-inspired landing page with modern organic color palettes, simple, readable typography, your logo, a compelling headline, never waste food again, a mock chat interface, and then testimonials, etc. So yeah, this looks good. And then basically here we can see everything that it's working on. So everything is happening all by itself. And like, remember, if you would need like all of those greedy developers, I'm just joking, this would take a long time, like even just to get a first prototype. This is what was created. As you can see, it's pretty, it's pretty cool. There's a lot of things that we don't need, but yeah, it's pretty much what I was thinking. Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty good actually. So what we would do here next is we'll just change the logo. I would remove some stuff. I'll just make it look nicer. There's a lot of things that we can remove. So if you remember what I did in my thumbnail and all the picture I've literally used ChatGPT for it. ChatGPT is also crazy to do these things. So yeah, let's create the logo. So I'll just do, let's create a logo for my app called The Last Supper. Maybe have a carrot next to it. Yeah. And then this will just create the logo. And then what I'll do is I'll be able to attach the logo here, and I'll tell it to use that. So let's see what it creates as logo. I have an idea in my mind. Let's see if we can recreate the same. Damn, okay. This looks pretty good actually. The Last Supper with the carrot. So yeah, actually we don't need the Last Supper. We just need the carrots for the logo, please. So yeah, we just need the carrots, and what we're going to do is we're going to tell Lovable to just replace this with a carrot, and then yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, great. So we got the logo. I mean, honestly, this is pretty insane. Even just to create this out of nothing is, yeah, like this is crazy. So what we'll do is when you have the logo, you're just going to put it in here, and then you're just going to tell Lovable, this is my logo, and then you send it. And then what they will do is it should change this with the carrot logo. So let's see if it does it. Sometimes there's an error, sometimes you just have to play around with it. But yeah, in most cases, it'll work fine. Space between the logo and the title, and tilt the logo by, let's say, 45 degrees to the right. So yeah, let's see what it does here. So it should update, should remove the space and slightly tilt it. Okay, great. So this is kind of what I was looking for. Now, it would be better if the space is a little bit smaller and stuff, but yeah, for this video, we won't go into the details of all this. Now what I'll do is, well, I've reviewed the website. I kind of have an idea of what I would want to change, but yeah, it looks pretty good. I'm happy with it. So what we'll do now is I will just give you some more instructions. Okay, great. So the website looks good. Now what I would want to do is I would want the chatbot next to the title and subtitle and buttons. I would want it on the right side of the title. Yeah, no need for it to be under it, so then we can save some space. And then what I would want is basically to put recipes created by our users right under I would want it right above the why use the Last Supper. And then also if we can find a way to make it more dynamic, gamifying it, something like this. Make this whole website look much better, much more engaging, much more aesthetic. And yeah, like this is an app that just raised $50 million, and everyone is talking about it. Yeah. So yeah, with the prompting, of course, there's different ways that you can. So yeah, with the prompting, of course, there's many different ways you can do this. I'm just speaking my thoughts, and just to show you like this works exactly. You can also, there's no specific structure of the prompt and how you have to do it. Of course, you might get better ideas. Of course, you might get better results, but this has worked really well for me. Just saying my thoughts and just, getting exactly what I have in mind. Which I think Lovable, like that's what it's intended for. So yeah, I think after this we'll be good to go, and then we can start working on the chatbot, and we'll go to the n8n part where we'll create the whole chatbot structure. So I just put another update. So the update is to change the logo of the chatbot, so this into a white one, and hopefully it doesn't put the green background, but probably will. But anyways, and then I asked to change these numbers, and that is dynamic, so that it changes over time and that it will change randomly. I also asked to reduce the space between the metrics and the header part of the website. So yeah, hopefully with those changes it'll look good, and then we can pass on to the n8n part where we'll create the AI agent that will reply back with the recipes. That's how the website looks like. Kind of exactly what I had in mind, right? So the chatbot on the left side, you have the logo. Yeah, it's looking actually not that bad. And then this is animated, that's crazy. And they can like it and it'll send a notification. A lot of potential here, something that can be done. And then here how it works, this should be changed, more animated. What people say, get started for free, you have the logos here. Like, what else do you need, you know? Next part is to, well, configure this chatbot part. As you can see when we type, like it scrolls down, so yeah, we can fix that very easily. I already configured it. So basically how this works is you're going to add a webhook. So you're just going to have this webhook to start with, and what you're going to do is you're going to change the respond type to using respond to webhook node. Then the next part is just to add the main AI agent body like this, and then for the chat model we'll use ChatGPT like that. We can use the 4.0 mini, that's fine. And then here you could pretty much add some tools, you know, you could add a whole database of what kind of ingredients, like, yeah, and then what you could do actually is you could add a whole database. So if you would want to do that, you would add like a pinecone database, and basically what you would do is you would, in that database you could and basically what you could do is in that database you could put a bunch of recipes, and the AI agent would need to go and fetch based on the ingredients of those recipes from the database and create something like based on what the person wants to create. So if they want to create a healthy recipe or more on the fatty side, etc. We're not going to go so much in detail in this video, otherwise it'll be way too long. After that, you're going to add a respond to webhook. So basically how this works is the chatbot, whenever someone will type and will send a message in the chatbot, it will trigger this webhook. So you have the test URL and you have the production URL. If you don't know yet what this is, basically the test URL is for testing and allows you to basically edit and add the data per each node. I will show you how that looks like. For the production URL, you just need to have the workflow activated and it will just work automatically. So what I'll do is I'll copy paste this, I'll go back to the AI agent, and I'll just replace this with the new prompt. And then from here, basically, well, this part is done. Of course, there's a lot of different things you can do, but of course, there's much more things that you can do, but just due to the nature of this video and that it's a step-by-step tutorial, well, we won't go much more in detail here. But yeah, what we can do now is actually we can test it. So what I'll do is I will publish this, I will update it. So always remember to update so always make sure to update your Lovable project, and then once it's updated, then you'll actually be able to test it with it. Okay, great. So this is what it looks like. Looks pretty clean actually. Looks very good. Well, this can be fixed. But yeah, so we have the chatbot interface here. So now we're actually going to test it. So what you do is you're going to start to listen for a first test event. You go back to your website, and then here we're actually going to talk with it. So, hello, I'm chef. What ingredients do you have in your fridge? I'll help you create something delicious. And then I'll say, I have 3 tomatoes, 1 burrata, some chicken, cottage cheese, and a banana. So yeah. Then we send this. Okay, we still have the animation where it scrolls down, so we have to fix that. But basically when I send that, this will trigger the webhook, as you can see. And I have the message, I have 3 tomatoes, 1 burrata, etc. So what I wrote. So here we have the updated website looking very clean. We have the animations, we have the notifications if we like something. Looks very good, pretty high level. Now let's focus on the most important, which is the chatbot. So here we have AI Chef. Hello, I'm Chef. What ingredients do you have in your fridge? I'll help you create something delicious. So let's just say like I have 3 tomatoes, chicken, garlic, carrots, and some cottage cheese. And here what it's going to do, basically it's going to go and trigger the AI agent. So here we'll see a new, as you can see, is this time, and then basically the webhook got triggered, went into the AI agent, which generated an output, so a recipe, and then send it back to the webhook. So if we go back to the website, here's the reply. How about a tomato chicken cottage bake? Saute garlicky chicken, toss in diced tomatoes and carrots, layer with cottage cheese, and bake until golden. To be honest, that sounds pretty good actually, and I could see how that could work really well. But yeah, this is just like an idea I wanted to share with everyone, how you could actually create based off an idea that I had, what I showed here, right? So the idea that we had was the Last Supper.ai. Basically you have a fridge full of stuff, person writes out what they have, and then it generates a recipe. Now if we would want to improve this even more, I mean, you could do so many things. You could have for example, where someone can actually upload a picture. You could have the AI voice integrated in here, and then yeah, in terms of monetizing all of this, maybe you could unlock recipes, unlock like cooking tutorials. I don't know, something like that. Curious about what kind of ideas you have, what kind of projects you would want to build, like fun projects, and comment them down below. And then yeah, you can comment down below, and then we can even get on a call and we can see if it's possible to make it happen, and then we can build it together. Yeah, if you found this video valuable, feel free to like, subscribe, it's free, and I'll see you in the next tutorial. Bye bye.